So many of the foods we consume are processed to the point that they don't nourish our bodies in the ways that food should. In fact, many of them contain artificial ingredients that can be quite harmful. Here are a few that you might want to stay away from. 1. Margarine. Again, due to the idea that dairy fat is bad, products like margarine, which is a vegetable oil made into a solid state through the process of hydrogenation, are healthier options. It comes from vegetables, it must be better, right? Not exactly. The problem with margarine is that it contains trans fat, the result of hydrogenation. And trans fats are associated with an increased risk of heart attack. Margarine is also thought to lower HDL, good cholesterol, raise LDL, bad cholesterol, and increase your risk of diabetes. Health issues. Margarine often contains a variety of processed ingredients, including emulsifiers, preservatives, and artificial colorings. Consuming heavily processed foods regularly may have negative effects on overall health. Margarine, like butter, is calorie-dense. Consuming it in excess can contribute to weight gain, a risk factor for various health issues, including heart disease and diabetes. 2. Aspartame. You may be thinking, if HFCS is so bad, maybe an artificial sweetener would be a better option. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Aspartame, for example, may be linked to an increased risk of cancer. The science here is not definitive, and the FDA maintains that there is not an association. However, there is some research suggesting that aspartame might be linked to a higher risk of certain cancers. Health issues. Individuals with a rare genetic disorder called phenylketonuria, PKU, lack the enzyme needed to metabolize phenylalanine, one of the components of aspartame. For people with PKU, aspartame can lead to an accumulation of phenylalanine in the blood, which can cause intellectual disabilities and other neurological issues. 3. Monosodium glutamate. MSG has gotten a bad rap, and for good reason. But what many of us may not realize is that, despite the fact that we know it is associated with a number of health conditions, it is still present in many foods, including boxed chicken broth, cheese spreads, potato chips, and more. Incredibly, it can even be found in some baby foods. So what does MSG do to your body? It is an excitotoxin that excites your cells to the point of damage. This can even cause brain damage, trigger or exacerbate learning disabilities, and some believe it may be linked to an increased risk of Alzheimer's, though more research is needed. Health issues. Some people claim to experience symptoms such as headaches, nausea, chest pain, or dizziness after consuming foods containing MSG. However, these reports are anecdotal, and scientific studies have not consistently supported a causal relationship between MSG and these symptoms. 4. White flour. You've probably heard that refined carbohydrates are less healthy than whole grains. That's the case largely because the fiber found in whole grains is stripped from refined carbs. And that impacts the way your body processes them. As a result, refined carbohydrates like white flour can increase your risk of weight gain, obesity, and diabetes. In addition, gluten is inflammatory, and a diet high in gluten is sometimes thought to be linked to health risks associated with inflammation, as well as digestive issues. Health issues. White flour has a high glycemic index, leading to a rapid spike in blood sugar levels when consumed. This can contribute to insulin resistance over time and may increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. 5. Breakfast cereals. We all know that the marshmallow-laden cereals we ate as kids aren't healthy. But others, those that contain whole grains, for example, are definitely touted as health foods. But that's simply not the case. For starters, most cereals are loaded with GMOs, especially those containing corn. Also, cereals are put through a process called extrusion to give them their shape. That's how the grains are shaped into us and puffs. But extrusion strips the grains of most of their nutrients and denatures the fatty acids, making the cereal essentially toxic. Not to mention the fact that most cereals contain a host of artificial ingredients, and most of the cereals that contain whole grains also contain refined grains. Health issues: cereals with a high glycemic index, especially those lacking sufficient fiber and protein, can lead to rapid spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels. This can impact energy levels and contribute to cravings. 6. Processed meat. Processed meat that you buy at a supermarket is full of chemical preservatives. The processing methods include curing, fermenting, salting, and smoking. In addition to preservatives, they contain texture agents and food dyes. Sodium nitrates, sodium nitrites, and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons are the common preservatives used to make chemically processed meat. To improve taste, they add fructose-rich corn syrup, unnecessary sugars, and salts. All these preservatives and food dyes will affect your health later on in life. Health issues: eating processed food increases the risk of diabetes, cardiovascular disease, elevated blood pressure, and colorectal cancer. 7. Canned foods. Though canned foods have longer shelf lives, they are very harmful to health because of the presence of bisphenol A. Bisphenol A, is an endocrine-disrupting chemical that leaches into the food, causing severe health problems. They also contain additives such as corn syrup, citric acid, dyes, and sodium to improve the taste. Occasionally, when it is necessary to buy canned food, look for BPA-free cans. Health issues: bisphenol A can cause endocrine, reproductive, and neurological problems. Canned foods improperly processed contain bacteria called Clostridium botulinum that causes paralysis. There is an increased risk of obesity, heart disease, and prostate cancer. 9. Commercial fruit juices. Commercial fruit juices contain only some amount of real fruit, though they claim 100% on the pack's label. They are rich in added sugar, artificial dyes, and preservatives. Fructose, used in excess to make those juices, is one of the main ingredients which gives a sugary texture and sweet taste. Commercial fruit juices contain preservatives like phosphoric acid, sodium benzoate, aspartame, and monosodium glutamate, which causes severe health problems. Thus, it is advisable to avoid consuming commercial fruit juices regularly. Health issues: high intake of commercial fruit juices has an increased risk of diabetes, heart disease, cancer, tooth decay, kidney problem, and liver damage. Monosodium glutamate in those juices causes migraine, depression, and brain damage. 10. Soft drinks. If you are addicted to drinking soda and soft drinks, you are one step ahead in disrupting your health. Those soft drinks quench your thirst and give a cooling effect to your body. Harmful ingredients include CO2, foaming agents, sweeteners, phosphoric acid, and citric acid. Consuming those soft drinks lead to chronic health problems. Health issues: it includes increased risk of cancer, weight gain, fatty liver, loss of calcium, heart disease, and corrosion of teeth. Drinking a cola triggers your body to produce insulin, which induces type 2 diabetes. Soft drinks contain phosphoric acid at high levels that lead to kidney stones and fattening of the liver. 11. Fast foods. Fast foods you eat outside on the streets are unhealthy. Often, you rush to McDonald's or KFC to relish the taste of yummy burgers and fries. You will suffer from severe health issues if you eat those fast foods regularly. Fast food contains trans fat, salt, and preservatives. They even add food dyes to make it tasty. Health issues: it increases your risk of cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. Other health problems include weight gain, metabolic disorders, and stomach ulcers. Avoid eating those junk foods regularly to save yourself from all these health problems. 12. Coffee. Coffee is an addictive hot beverage. If you are addicted to drinking coffee, you need a few cups every day to refresh your mind. It keeps your mind alert because it contains caffeine. Though drinking coffee has several health benefits, excessive consumption of caffeine and sugar in coffee will disrupt your health over time. Health issues: drinking more coffee results in high blood pressure, digestive problems, fatigue, and anxiety. It also increases the risk of heart attack, kidney disease, breast tissue cysts, incontinence, insomnia, and type 2 diabetes. Thus, limit your daily coffee consumption to prevent severe health issues. Type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease are the two major health issues found in middle-aged and old-age people. Sodium and sugar-rich foods are the main culprits that cause serious health problems. You never know when those unhealthy foods will affect your health. So, avoid eating foods that have high contents of sodium and sugar. It is advisable to make the necessary changes to your diet to avert serious health problems later in life. Thanks for joining us today on this eye-opening journey into the world of foods that might be slowly sabotaging your health. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button and share to spread awareness. Until next time, curiosity is knowledge, and most importantly, stay healthy.